Hi, welcome to Art Draw. Today we're going to draw Jade from Fortnite. So I'm going to draw the head up here, sort of the arms are coming together here, then sort of the jacket flying out here, and then it's mainly like an upper body piece. So let's go up here, in this center point here, I'm going to draw like the center point, the center parting. It's going to be about that point there. I'm just going to sort of bring out a couple of sort of almost like little straggly bits of hair coming out from the back. And then what I can do is sort of draw from that middle bit a nice sort of swoosh, sort of coming sort of downwards this way, flicking up and around. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come out this way, swoosh it up, and then down like that. I think while I'm there, let's continue that. The middle parting sort of comes down to about this point. So just going to draw a few little sort of jagged lines there where the hair's sort of coming out from the center. Then what I'm going to do, sort of draw that those middle sort of parts. So in that middle bit there's almost like a little V at the bottom, and then the hair sort of flicks out and around and up. Bring it back round and in. And right here I'll do the same thing, it's like a bigger piece. So I'm going to go from the bottom area, swoosh it around, down and up like that, and back round. And then we've kind of got the hair sort of swooshing out, so there's a few little sort of swoosh marks from that center point. We can just draw a few little marks to show that. And then we can just draw a few more little sort of curls of the hair, so like a big one there, and then sort of like another one coming around this way here, upwards and in like that. Maybe just a little peak of one sort of coming out there. On this side, sort of continues sort of this way, sort of comes down, swooshes out and up there and in. Maybe there's another one sort of coming out there. And then there's a little bit coming out the back, but what I'm going to do is just sort of draw in sort of the facial features. Now, I'm going to draw the version of Jade with a mask, so it's a little bit easier to draw for us all. I'm going to come down, the hands are coming over this way, so I'm sort of going to just sort of bring my pen sort of nice sort of curve down that way. Then a nice curve coming down probably from about that point there, just a nice sort of curve down like that, so it's got that face in there. About that point is where the mask sort of peaks, and just draw down that way there, sort of like a little bit of an angle. And the same here, just angle it in and around, just join those bits up there, maybe a little bit of a firmer line around there. Cool. Okay, got those in. Let's have a look at going with the eyes. So the center point and the face is about here. I'm going to draw a brow going up sort of this way, sort of past the hair around there. And then like a bit of a brow going on around here. So just sort of like, just sort of peeking out from the hair there, okay? Okay, next up, got the eyes. So on this side, I'm going to do a nice sort of oval, sort of starting about here, just sort of go into that curl, like that, sort of touches the curl bit, and then comes around, flicks out at the end there. And then underneath, we're just going to do another oval, so just going to draw a nice little oval. The bottom sort of flicks out at the end, where the eyelashes are there. Then on the other side, kind of going to do the same thing, so there's almost like a little curve that way. And then underneath, kind of comes around, sort of like that, sort of kicks out at the end. Just there. Little hint of a nose, just sort of here as it goes into the mask. And then we've got the pupils, so I'm just going to draw a nice sort of circle in there, and a nice circle here. And then what I'll do is just sort of colour in the black of the pupil, just there, okay? Quite technical, but worth doing. Right, now I've got that bit in. Just going to draw sort of the rest of the sort of the bunches of hair sort of flying up in the air, sort of almost like flame like going up. So probably this point here, there's a like a bunch coming up this way. So I'm going to sort of from about that point, just come in, curve, swing the pen in and out and up, down and around, and just keep sort of flicking out little parts. Like I say, it's almost like it's flame. Flick it out there and in and around. And on this side, not as high, but coming out from about this point, sort of flicks out around here, Another little point there. Sort of comes up and around up there and down. And then there's like a flick on its own sort of about here. And then it kind of comes up sort of from that point there, sort of joins it all up. And again, there's a few little, just draw a few little sort of flick lines in there. And maybe in here now, maybe we can just draw a few more little sort of lines there. This one, I should join that up really. There, and then yeah, like I say before, there's a couple of little lines of hair here. So from about that point, it's gonna come around and out, and then come down, flick it out, go back around there. So we've got the head area sort of pretty much covered now, right? Okay, so here is the hand sort of like pointing up with two fingers. So I guess from about this point, the gloved hand sort of comes up here and around. It's almost like another little sort of little line underneath. This then comes round sort of this way. There's a end fingers here, so I'm gonna come around this way like this, back around itself up, and it's a fingerless glove, so I'm just gonna join up that curve there. Then there's another finger behind that, so I'm just gonna bring my pen out, down and around. So you see those two fingers there, little line there. Then we're gonna go to this point here, we're gonna draw the two fingers coming up this way. So this comes out here, comes in, this is like the fingerless glove area and in. And then we can draw the main fingers coming out. So one coming out, sort of like that. And there's another one just underneath it. So we're just gonna draw that sort of peeking behind there. There's a thumb sort of coming out towards us. So I'm just gonna draw a nice sort of curve there. Curves back around there like that. It's just to denote the thumb coming forwards. Then the fingerless element sort of comes around here, back around that way. Now the next technical element are the fingers underneath. So they kind of continue sort of downwards here. Once we've got those in, we can kind of build around our picture. So I'm gonna go, just draw a little lining, just come down a little bit here. It's gonna draw a nice little curve like that. That's the fingerless glove element for the first finger. Gonna bring our pen up and around and then down and in there. That's one finger. Just a couple of lines down like this. Come out there. Then it sort of comes around this way, curves around here. Next finger comes out there. Nice sort of oblong and in. And then what we can do, we can kind of come around sort of this way, just sort of curve it around down. Then we're going to curve around here and up, and the final finger, the little finger's here, so we're just going to come around here and like that. And then about here is just that finger sort of heading towards us there, sort of the nails there on that side. And we kind of just do a nice little curve, kind of just to show it's like the fingers are curving around here. We'll pop the palm area about there. Then as we go to the thumb, it sort of pops out a bit and up. Just cap that off with a nice little curve. We can actually join that up now. Then we can draw the final element, the thumb there. Just bring your pen out and in. Okay, it's quite technical. There's like a couple of little lines like bands in here, just to sort of, I think that helps to sort of show the dynamicness. There's a couple of little lines in here too, so sort of come around here, around there, so they sort of help to kind of show what the hand is doing. Right, now I've got that, we can kind of start just building out. The shoulders are up here, so let's start on this arm here. Now we've got this finger in, we can do the cuff of the jacket. It just comes up here, draw a nice little like oblong like that. Then there's like another little element of the cuff, it just sort of comes up. Maybe there's a few little detail lines in like that. You can draw the arm coming up here. The elbow is about this point here. So down here is sort of covered with the arm. We're going to do the sort of the jacket area, so it sort of puffs out a bit here, comes out around there, up to around here, and again sort of just swing it in there. So we've got a nice sort of chunky element to our picture. Okay, this arm's coming around this way, sort of, there's a bit of forced perspective, so let's see what we can do. Coming down from this palm area, comes out and around to the elbow about here, right? So I'm gonna get my pen, just draw a nice steady curve around and just wobble the pen up and down a bit and up to that elbow. And then from this second finger here, we can just come down around here, and I think we can now just sort of join it up. We've got those 2 forearms in there. Right, now let's get the shoulder pads done. So it's a shoulder here. There's a bit of a neck area going on at this point, so I'm just going to draw it down and across, sort of meet up to this point here. Then the shoulder pad comes out, a nice curve here, so it kind of comes up from that very corner point, up like that. From this point, it kind of curves up from about here. Just do a nice curve to about that point there. And we'll just draw another one underneath like that, and another like there, just for detail. Now there's a nice sort of curved crescent element to these shoulder pads, so I'm gonna get my pen probably about there. What I'm gonna do is curve it around, so see if I can just capture that on camera, but we're gonna come downwards, kind of this way, curve your pen up around up to about there. Then I can bring it down, so I'm just gonna do a nice sweeping curve down there. Just join this element up there, and then it curves around here, sort of joins up to the edge there. So I'm gonna take my pen, curve it down to about there, and then what I'm gonna do is go from the top there now, just come down and in, curve it in like that. Slightly awkward, but it makes sense, I think. Okay, that's in. Next up, let's do this side. So from this point here where the fingers are, it's almost like a little line up. This goes to the shoulder. And what I'm going to do from here is come up a little bit and then just bring my pen out to an edge there. Then I'm going to come downwards like that, curve my pen out and in. Now I'm going to go travel it up, back up to about that point there. Just grab the pen, curve it and up. And then I'm going to come do a nice curve around to that first little bit we chipped out with there. Curve it around and up, nice and steady. Again, there's a little bit of a lip with this, so I'm just going to return on that, go up to that sort of crescent area there, and come out there and in. Now I've got that bit in, I'm just going to draw like the shoulder pad element coming down this way, so kind of like steps in about 3 times. So from here, I'm going to come out and then in and around like so, and then back round, sort of like another little crescent. Underneath that, same sort of thing, so I'm going to come down, in, around like that, and up. And then finally there's another one, so that comes down this way, in, around like that. Chop it off there. So we've got 1, 2, 3 little elements in that point. I think there's just a little bit of like where the sort of shoulder area goes in here, so I'm just going to sort of draw a little bit of curve there and up, sort of where the jacket sort of comes together. Now I've got that in, what I can do, sort of get the torso area in, the jacket sort of flies out here, so it's pretty cool. So from about this point, I'm going to maybe about that point there, I'm going to come down this way, so I'm going to go curve it around, out and in. And then from about this point here, sort of where the sort of thumb starts there, I'm going to bring my pen down to about here, so I'm going to curve it in, bring it out to about there. Then I'm going to come out, just curve the jacket there, and sort of join it up here, just link those elements together. That will then sort of come along here, so the edge of the jacket, and then we've got almost like the piping area of the jacket, so I'm just going to follow that line again, bring it in like that. And the edge of the jacket, I'm just going to give it a few of those nice little detail lines, sort of the piping of the jacket there. Little pocket in here, just going to draw a little diagonal sort of triangle going on there. Okay, on this side, I'm going to do the jacket flying out this way. So it comes from about this point, flies out to about here. So what I'm going to do is sort of take the outer of the jacket, fly around here, out like that and down. Then just sort of pipe it. It's a bit wider there and it kind of goes down to a tapered area, down like that and in. And then it sort of comes to about this point here. So I'm going to draw a nice like little curve, sort of coming this way, downwards like that. Now in the middle here, there's a little bit of armor, sort of a bit of rope, and then we'll just taper it off there. So up to here, what I'm going to do, draw a nice sort of line across like that. Going to come down. Going to come down in a little bit, like sort of cuts in there. And I'm going to draw another one. I'm going to draw another little line sort of coming down, sort of curves in, sort of overlaps there and in. And another little sort of line there. Now there's a little knotted area here, so let's have a look at doing that. I think there's like a little sort of, almost like a little ball area here for the start of the knot. And then we've got sort of like twisting sort of rope around it. So I'm just going to wobble the pen around. Same here, sort of comes in and out. So I'm just going to sort of give an impression of that. Sort of curving around the edges here. And then what we could do actually is sort of draw nice little curves in it. Sort of give the hint of that this is rope sort of coming around the edges here. A few little lines go a long way, it makes a big difference. Then there's two little bits of rope that sort of come out where it's knotted together. So I'm just going to sort of draw it out. It kind of tassels out. So just going to kind of just give an impression of that sort of tasseled element there. And then here, it sort of tapers out from this point here. Sort of curves up in the middle there. So just draw like a central bit, a few little dots, and then, yeah, I think that's working well. This little portion sort of keeps coming out to about this point here. So there's a little hint of it there. And then it kind of comes down to about there and comes around to about here. It then follows back up here. There's a little element there to make it look 3D, and we'll just join that up, and there's another little point there. Just going to give a hint of the lower part of the torso, so I'm just going to go this point here, just going to bring the pen in, taper it off, and probably just coming in sort of here, just sort of taper that off there. Okay, let's start looking at a little bit of detail. We don't need to do too much more. I think there's a few elements here where we can just add a bit of detail. I'm going to sort of, first of all, sort of just colour in this mask area in the middle there. Nice little bit of detail. And on the edges here, I'm going to sort of go around the edge there, kind of just sort of colour that top area, sort of that shoulder pad in, that's sort of that armour. And in here, I'm going to just fill in that point as well. It'll be quite nice. Just a little bit of sort of inking details, quite nice. Apart from that, I think there's a couple of little, just a few little circles, just a hint of like the decoration of it. A couple of little elements where there's some ties going on. In here, there's a couple of lines where it's sort of tied with some pink rope. I'm just going to draw a couple of lines there. There's almost like one sort of here, one here, so just double line it, going around makes a difference around there. And then these portions, I think I can almost sort of draw a nice little curved arch in there, colour this one in. Same goes in here, just sort of draw a portion of it, sort of makes it look nice and 3D. And in that element there. And then this lower one, I think same thing, just sort of fill in nearly half of it with a black pen to ink it. I think that makes a good difference there. Almost a little bit going in here, so I might just add a few little lines sort of to show it's sort of quite dark. And then in here, this is sort of inked in, so I'm just going to sort of draw in a nice element there. There's a bit of decoration going on in this bit, so what I'm going to do is there's almost like little sort of triangular element here and like here, and then it kind of like nice decorative sort of elements all curving around there, and some sort of circular points coming in, just a nice little few little curves, just add a nice little bit of detail. Just gonna hit this sort of down the middle to about there, and I'm gonna colour that in, just a nice bit. Don't want to put too much black in, but it's quite nice to have a little bit going on there. Let's just make sure this is filled in here. There's a couple of little sort of creases with the jacket there. Maybe again, a little bit of sort of hatching there. Maybe a few little curves sort of help this look like material here. And maybe again, just a few little curves going on around there. And then as we go to this armour, at the top here, it kind of curves in a few times. We've got a couple of little sort of curves going on. Maybe this top one we can fill in there, and then we've got again sort of some little elements where it's all tied together. So I'm just going to sort of draw in some nice sort of chunky lines where this sort of rope is sort of like all tied together. It's like 1, 2 there, 1, 2 there, and then kind of chops in the middle there, goes across. There's another little bit of sort of detail in there. This sort of comes across here as well. Just maybe just add a couple little bits of like hatching just going on here. And then I'm fairly happy with it then, I think. Maybe there's just some bits on this edge, sort of shows it's a bit darker. And there's a little bit of sort of cross, sort of material kind of crosses in. So just sort of draw a few little lines in around here. And then it can kind of come around, there we are, just a little hint of that. Maybe a little bit of hatching sort of comes around here of the material. And then maybe just swooshes down there, and then I think I'm quite happy to almost just leave it, maybe just a little bit in the hair area there. And then you know what, I think I'm quite happy with how that's gone, so I'll just maybe just fill in a little bit in the hair area there, join that bit up there. Then I think I'm gonna leave it then. The gloves are black, but I think I'll colour those in separately later on. Yeah, and I think I'm quite happy with that. So there we go, that is Jade on Art Draw. I hope you like what you see. Let me know who else I can draw. I'll keep on going, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.